Hi, I'm John. I've been married to Sarah for 3 years now, and for the most part, it's been great. She's 31, works at a marketing firm downtown, and I'm 33, doing IT consulting. We met at a friend's barbecue, hit it off right away, and the rest is history. Or at least, that's what I thought. When are you two going to start having kids? That's the question everyone started asking after our first anniversary. At first, we'd laugh it off, but eventually we started having real conversations about it. I think I'm ready if you are, Sarah told me one night over dinner, her eyes shining with excitement. Let's do it, I replied, feeling that mix of terror and joy that comes with big life decisions. That was a year ago. 12 months of trying with nothing to show for it. 12 months of watching Sarah's period arrive with clockwork precision, followed by her tears and my reassurances. Maybe we should see a specialist, I suggested last month. Not yet. Let's give it more time, she'd say, always changing the subject. My buddy Mike stopped by last weekend to watch the game. While grabbing beers from the fridge, he got serious for a minute. Everything okay with you and Sarah? You seem stressed. We've been trying for a baby for a year. Nothing's happening. Mike took a long sip. Have you considered that maybe one of you isn't as ready as they claim to be? I brushed it off then, but his words stuck with me. 2 days later, I ran into Sarah's friend Jessica at the grocery store. Hey, John, how's the baby making going? She asked, way too loudly for the produce section. Still working on it, I mumbled. That's weird. I thought Sarah would have been pregnant ages ago, especially after she stopped at the pharmacy that day we had lunch. What pharmacy? Jessica's eyes widened. Oh, for prenatal vitamins, I'm sure. Gotta run. I called my sister Emma that night while Sarah was at yoga. Am I crazy for feeling like something's off? Trust your gut, John. If something feels wrong, pay attention. At work, my colleague Dave noticed my distraction. Marital troubles? Been there. My wife and I went through a rough patch last year. How'd you fix it? Honesty. Sometimes it hurts, but lies hurt more in the long run. Last night, while doing laundry, I emptied Sarah's pockets and found a crumpled pharmacy receipt. Nothing unusual about that, except it was for a prescription I didn't recognize. The date was yesterday. She hadn't mentioned needing any medication. I smoothed out the paper, took a photo with my phone, and put it back exactly where I found it. Something wasn't adding up, and for the first time in our marriage, I felt a cold knot of suspicion forming in my stomach. When Sarah came home, she kissed me like everything was normal. I kissed her back, wondering if anything had been normal at all. Ready to try again tonight? She asked with a wink. I nodded, but inside I was thinking, what exactly are we trying for? The next morning, I headed to the pharmacy listed on the receipt. I'm picking up my wife's prescription. She's Sarah Miller. Can you tell me what this is for? The pharmacist glanced at the receipt. I can't disclose specifics, but this is a monthly hormonal medication typically used for family planning. My stomach dropped. I called in sick and waited for Sarah to leave for work. I searched everywhere until I checked her gym bag. There they were. A pink case of birth control pills organized by day of the week. I drove straight to Mike's house, barely holding it together. She's been on birth control this whole time, while we've been trying for a baby. Are you absolutely sure? Mike looked shocked. Found the pills in her gym bag. Monthly prescription? Let me call Layla. She'll know what to do. 20 minutes later, Mike's wife arrived. From a legal standpoint, this could be considered fraud in the marriage. I just want to know why she's doing this. You need irrefutable evidence she's taking them deliberately. Otherwise, she could claim they're for hormone regulation. What, like catch her in the act? Exactly, Layla nodded. I've got a small camera from when we thought our dog walker was stealing, Mike offered. That night, I installed the camera in our bathroom while Sarah was showering. For 3 days, nothing happened. Then, on the 4th morning, I watched the footage and saw it. Sarah went to the cabinet, took out the vitamins she claimed would help us get pregnant, then reached behind them and pulled out her birth control. She took a pill, swallowed it, then carefully hid the case again. I watched the footage 5 times. 3 years of marriage, 1 year of trying for a baby, and it was all a lie. Every conversation about baby names, every time she'd held my hand after her period came and said, "Next month, I just know it." Tonight, I would confront her, and nothing would ever be the same again. I couldn't focus at work. The video of Sarah taking those pills kept playing in my head on repeat. I called Layla during lunch. "I got the proof. Now what?" "Document everything. Save that video in multiple places. If you decide to divorce, this could impact settlement discussions." I never thought I'd be talking about divorce. Just be prepared. People get desperate when cornered. I stopped at the store on the way home and bought Sarah's favorite wine. One last dinner before blowing up our marriage. She seemed surprised when I started cooking. "What's the occasion?" "Just felt like doing something nice." We ate in awkward silence until she brought it up herself. "I was thinking maybe we should see a fertility specialist. It's been over a year now." The audacity nearly made me choke. "You really think that's the problem?" "Well, something's not working, right?" She reached for my hand. I pulled away. "Yeah, something's definitely not working. Like honesty in this marriage." "What are you talking about?" I placed my phone on the table and played the video. Sarah's face went white. "You've been spying on me? You've been lying to me every single day for a year." "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" "Because it looks like you're taking birth control while pretending to want a baby with me." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "I just wasn't ready." "Then why not tell me that? Why the act? The disappointment every month? The baby name discussions? I was afraid you'd leave me. You were so excited about starting a family. So you decided to string me along indefinitely? Make me think something was wrong with me? I was going to stop taking them soon, I swear." I laughed bitterly. "When? After another year? 5 years?" Sarah grabbed her phone. "I'm calling my mom." "Perfect. Let's get Catherine involved in this mess." 20 minutes later, my mother-in-law burst through our front door without knocking. "What is going on? Sarah's hysterical." "Ask your daughter about the birth control she's been secretly taking while we're supposedly trying for a baby." Catherine turned to Sarah. "Is this true?" Sarah collapsed into sobs. "I just needed more time." "By lying to your husband? I raised you better than that." I hadn't expected Catherine to take my side. Sarah looked betrayed. "Mom, you know how badly I wanted to advance at work before having kids? Then you should have been honest with John. This is unconscionable." Sarah turned to me, mascara streaming down her face. "I'm so sorry. I love you. We can start trying for real right now." "There is no we anymore. How could I ever trust you again? How could I bring a child into this? Please, I made a mistake. People make mistakes." "A mistake is forgetting to pay a bill. This was a calculated deception every single day for a year." Catherine put her hand on my shoulder. "What are you going to do?" "I'm leaving. Tonight. I need space to think." Sarah grabbed my arm as I packed a bag. "Don't go. We can fix this. Couples therapy. Anything." "There's nothing to fix. You broke us." I called Mike from the car. He didn't ask questions, just told me his couch was mine for as long as I needed. That night, as I stared at the ceiling in Mike's living room, my phone lit up with texts from Sarah. Apologies, promises, explanations. I turned it off and closed my eyes, wondering how someone could lie so convincingly to someone they claim to love. After a week on Mike's couch, I met with a divorce attorney Layla recommended. Given the circumstances, we have a strong case for fraud within the marriage. The video evidence is compelling. I don't want to drag this out, I just want out. Leaving the office, I found Sarah waiting by my car. "Please come home, I've stopped taking the pills, we can start over." "There's no starting over from this level of betrayal." "You won't even try. 3 years of marriage thrown away?" "You threw it away, not me." She showed up at Mike's house 2 days later with flowers, then at my office with lunch. Each time, I sent her away. "You can't ignore me forever," she texted after I blocked her number and she created a new one. "Watch me," I replied. Emma called one afternoon. "So everyone knows what happened." "What do you mean, everyone?" Jessica told Sarah's coworkers, who told their spouses. It's everywhere. Sarah called me crying because people are treating her differently. "Not my problem." "I know. Just thought you should know." Also, I found you an apartment in my building, available next week if you want it. Emma helped me move in and set up the basics. The divorce papers were filed, and Sarah had finally stopped showing up places. Until the preliminary hearing. She cornered me outside the courtroom. My mother won't even talk to me anymore. Everyone thinks I'm some kind of monster. Actions have consequences. I made one mistake. For an entire year, every day. That's 365 mistakes. Inside, her attorney tried arguing the video was obtained illegally. Your Honor, my client was unaware of being recorded in a private space. My attorney countered, the recording was made by Mr. Miller in his own home when he had reasonable suspicion of fraud in the marriage. The judge allowed the evidence. Sarah signed the papers that day. 6 months later, I was having dinner with Allison, a graphic designer Emma had introduced me to. So your ex-wife really did that? Pretended to try for a baby while secretly on birth control? Yup. Not my finest moment discovering it, but better than never knowing. At least you found out before having kids with her. That's exactly what Dave from work said. My phone buzzed with a text from Mike. Heard Sarah got passed over for promotion again. Apparently that firm values honesty. Who knew? Last I heard, Sarah had moved back in with Catherine, who'd only taken her in after making her go to therapy. Most of their friends had distanced themselves. Trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to rebuild. You seem miles away, Allison said, touching my hand. Just thinking about how different things could have been. You know what I like about you? You say what you mean. It's refreshing. We clinked glasses. Sometimes the end of something terrible is the beginning of something honest. And honesty, I'd learned the hard way, was the only foundation worth building on. The story of John and Sarah has come to an end. What would you have done in John's position? Was he right to completely reject all of Sarah's apologies and move forward with divorce? Or should he have given their marriage another chance? And what about the hidden camera? Was that crossing a line, or was it justified given Sarah's year-long deception? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story about relationships, trust, and consequences, hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling stories that make you think. Thanks for watching.